I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is EMP.Money. I am AJ, joined by my co-host with the most, Bull Gates. How are you, brother?
Good, man. How am I sounding today?
Awesome, man. Really good. I know you're working on a new microphone setup, coming in loud and clear, bro. So, yeah,
Perfect.
this is our daily AMA and Detonator rollover event. Again, we go for about an hour every day. We end with Detonator, and today we're going to have to end right on time as we have an AMA, another AMA after the AMA. That's AMA Inception. Yeah, so with our
A
good
double header.
it is, brother, a double header. With our good friends El Taco Finance, they are a yielding NFT project. Again, we're big supporters of NFTs that have actual use case. Them as well as Hydro Whales are two of our big NFT partners, and they've invested over 100K into our protocol. And so we have an update with them on the AMA later, again, following after this AMA. We'll post all those links on our socials if you want to join us over there. But just some updates on what we're doing. Again, hopefully Impulse launching soon. I wish I had more alpha for everyone on Impulse, but unfortunately, we just have to wait until Richard Hart launches. And some other alpha today. Again, nothing really major. We are continuing to lead the pack with our liquid capital raise. Again, those of you that contributed, congrats. Those of you that have not contributed yet, there is still time. We're at about $445,000 out of our $2 million hard cap. And so, again, the market is taking a bit of a downturn over the last 24 hours. So, again, I think, a lot of the volume is kind of stagnated with their pre-sale just because the market is so volatile right now. But even if they don't hit their hard cap of 10 million overall, that was a very ambitious goal, but goals are meant to be ambitious. So even if they don't hit that goal, all that means is that there's more allocation for all of you that are already in the pre-sale. So it doesn't affect the economics at all. And remember, we get 20% of whatever we're able to raise through liquid capital. So again, right now that's about $80,000 that will be going directly towards supporting our protocol and theoretically going to help us get back to PEG. So, and even with the market dump, we've been holding PEG extremely well. Again, Joe, PV Trader, brought it up yesterday. I don't know if he's on today, but he can kind of elaborate. And that is that, just because ETH goes down in price doesn't necessarily mean that it's a negative buying and selling on EMP. It has more to do with the actual volume of us maintaining peg. So Joe, I don't know if you're there. Are you there? I don't want to put you on
Yeah.
the. Oh, there he is. So yeah, you want to just elaborate on that really fast on how go ahead. Yes.
Absolutely. You're the master of putting people on the spot, right?
I
LA?
am. Yeah, LA too. Yeah, she can
No, glad
attest. Yeah.
happy to do so. But yeah, like I said the other day, and we've mentioned it many times, uh, the price of Ethereum does not matter in this protocol as far as being able to print in the boardroom and have high APRs. Well, we all love to see high ETH price, which translates into a high EMP price. It's not absolutely necessary for us to get that printer going. Like I just said, if you look at our peg chart, and I did put directions on it, it's pinned in Telegram. You can either take the time to create your own, like I do with the airplanes, or you can just go to that website that does it for you. But either way, you'll see that even with the price dropping, I think yesterday it was down 6%, and today we're down another 4%, 5% or so, but we're holding steady. So what that basically means is even with the price drop of 5% and 6% the other day, we're not losing peg. We're at zero point 0.9, so we're holding very nicely through this price drop in the market. Of course, everybody's a little nervous with the Fed's coming out tomorrow, and people are preparing for that. But in this protocol, we can still make money. And at zero point 0.9, we are moving our way very nicely back to 1.0 and then eventually 1.01, I'm sorry, right? To get back to
No, bro.
what is
1.1. That's the goal.
1.1?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a 40. I got
I had a
a
little
four,
brain fog. I had a
yeah,
brain fog.
or a Freudian slip, right, Joe? We hope so, brother. Yes.
There you go. But if you look, I put an overlay of the charts. The Ethereum chart and EMP chart over time mimic each other very well, almost identical. And that's what we want. But at the same time, we have to do our part by taking our E-shares, selling them to buy fresh EMP, because that's the key. A lot of people ask, what do we do to recover PEG? Do I take my nodes and put them into bonds? That's a great maneuver. That's a good way of using EMP. But ultimately, to get that PEG up from that 0.9 to the 1.1, we have to buy fresh EMP. And that's either taking outside capital or taking the E-shares we earn and buying fresh EMP, whether we buy nodes with them or we put them into the farms. Anything that buys fresh EMP and soaks up that liquid EMP is going to help us recover PEG. So when you see the charts and it's showing that EMP is down with Ethereum, that's a zero loss. So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Great points, Joe. Thanks for always being here. Again, I know I'm the master of putting people on the spot. And speaking of that, LA, are you available? I know we tried to get together today for a meeting. I had to push LA off, so hopefully she's here. I don't know. LA, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
All right, awesome. So yeah, sorry about that. I know we both of us have been going nonstop today. We were gonna regroup earlier and maybe have some updates for everybody, but that's gonna have to wait for tomorrow. But yeah, everything's status quo, right, LA? I know. We wanted to also mention the eShare. Oh my God, I'm having a mind blank here today too. The eShare. Yes.
EMP-ESHARE farm.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, LA. Yes, totally. So I know that we haven't really mentioned it on any of the AMAs yet. A lot of you may have already noticed. We have discontinued the eShare EMP LP pool. Again, in hindsight, we probably should have announced that a little bit earlier before actually doing it. But I did mention it a few AMAs ago that it was happening. We had to move that up on the timeline because those emissions are now going towards the eShare MDB Plus pool. And again, your funds are SAFU. All the LP is still there. You just need to withdraw it at your convenience. And that farm is no longer yielding. So. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, LA, for sure. And so, if anybody has any further questions about that, I'm happy to answer. But the eShare EMP LP really was just there as a placeholder. It really didn't benefit the protocol that much, other than bridging some liquidity through routing between EMP and eShare. But now that we have the MDB Plus LP pool, that's another routing opportunity, and MDB Plus is a stable pair that is actually ever increasing, so it's just a better version of that. So yeah, LA, anything else you wanna to bring up or talk about or chill? I know you've been hard at work on articles and all that good stuff. So
We have the new post out on our Instagram and Facebook pages. So if you guys can hop on over there and support, especially get some comments on there. I know people are kind of hesitant to leave comments. I'm not sure why, but that really boosts the algorithm. So if you can do that, that'd be wicked. Our pages are growing really well, so that'd be awesome.
awesome. Thanks, LA. I know my dog is happy to hear those announcements too. Sorry for the background noise, everyone. But that's
And
what.
yeah, the Instagram stories have been really cool for doing play-by-plays on the pre-sale action. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For those that haven't seen those Instagram stories, it almost looks as if I'm sending a text to everybody too, right, LA? I love that animation you did. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, everybody gets a text from AJ to remind them to get on the AMA every night.
Perfect. I love it. So yeah, we're really, really ramping up our social media exposure. Again, I mentioned on the AMA yesterday as well about our podcast. Uh, we have partnered with a company out of the UK that specializes in podcast series, both financial and educational podcasts, and so we're really excited to do that. I know we have a group meeting later this week with some of the Army members as well as myself, putting together a game plan for rolling out those podcasts. So a lot of them will be using the audio from the AMAs, but we're also going to be rebranding it to be a little bit more generic of DeFi overall, because we feel like a really solid overarching podcast that isn't necessarily all about EMP, but also about DeFi in general, could have a major, major reach, especially within crypto overall. There really isn't a lot of quality DeFi coverage, especially mainstream coverage. So we feel like we can fill a niche with that, and then in turn, not only use it as an additional advertising stream for EMP, but also a revenue stream for EMP, because ideally we would, have sponsored ads and other ways of driving more revenue through the podcast. So I'm really excited about that. Just one of the many, many things that we're working on behind the scenes that are eventually going to come to fruition after many, many weeks and months of work. So looking really, really exciting for the future. So that's really all the alpha I have today. Like I said, we had to cut this AMA right at 8 p.m. After the rollover, so we have about 1 hour. And yeah, I'm happy to take questions. I don't know if anybody from the Army wants to chime in on anything, or Bull. I know we've been going nonstop, man. Again, I feel like I've been all over the place this week. Just so much going on. So my apologies if I come across a little bit airheady this week, but we'll get back in the groove, man, for sure. So yeah, Bull, anything else you want to add or say before we go into questions?
Well, bro, if you're being airheady, it's because you have your head in the clouds, right? Like you said,
For sure, bro.
goals are high, right? You don't shoot for the bottom, you're shooting for the top. So, if you have us up there, flying at 52,000 feet or wherever, that's good for us. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't apologize for what you're doing, because you're always working hard. And I know that, and I think everybody else here knows that. So, yeah, we always look forward to the AMAs, the stuff that you're going to tell us, and all the work that you're putting in behind the scenes with everybody else on the team. So, thanks to all those guys, and thanks to you. So, we have an awesome protocol where I think, we're at 0.9 right now, and holding really, really strong, which is incredible considering, the the fear that's in the market and the downturns, and just the way that that can really easily freak people out here. And I think everybody here in the community is really level-headed, but that really comes from the top all the way through throughout the rest of the community. So that's on you, bro.
Thanks, Bull. No doubt, brother. Sorry, I was muted. Again, that's my airheadedness. I can't even keep my my live stream going here. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, brother. And it is. I mean, we do set high goals and high expectations here at EMP. And like I said all along, never expect profit from the work of others. But if I'm able to help pump my own bags through EMP, and all of you are able to benefit from that, then so be it. And the community has really showed up and showed out over the last 2 or 3 days. The liquid capital raise just really blew me away. I knew that we had a big stick wherever we went, but the liquid capital raise was proof of that. I mean, again, not only are we an amazing protocol with amazing earning potential within the protocol, but if we can stick together and build a rock solid foundation, a rock solid community, then there are opportunities left and right for us, even outside of EMP. And that's a fringe benefit that I don't think a lot of DeFi projects talk about. They're also focused on, me, meaning, invest in the protocol, and that's all they're worried about preaching. But we're different, and from day one we've wanted to make everybody better DeFi users overall. And so obviously, we hope that you have a large position in EMP, and the EMP is the mothership of, like I say a lot. But really, it's about also partnering with other protocols that we believe in, that we think have a lot of upside potential, that have quality teams, and I think that is going to be the new wave of DeFi. I think in my personal life, in my professional career with multiple businesses in the real world, I'm always the mindset of there is no competition. It's about working with other businesses or protocols to help everybody. Again, we say the rising tide lifts all ships, and I really think that that is going to be the next wave in DeFi, where there isn't so much tribalism in a negative aspect, meaning everybody FUDs projects that they're not in. They think the project they're in is the best, and that's all they want to put out in the world. But with us, again, it's a mind shift, a mindset shift, meaning there's ways to make money all in DeFi, and it's about following the right projects, and we're here to promote that responsibly. So yeah, what do you think, Bull? I think you and I are on the same page.
Yeah, man, that was a bit of a tongue twister. Could have got you in a little bit of trouble, but you pushed through.
A mind shit, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, man, I am like you, and I believe, about building bridges and not burning bridges, and the quickest way to burn a bridge is to talk poorly about somebody, because when you're going to burn that bridge and you start talking poorly about somebody, you start on your side of the bridge by burning it. They're not burning it down, you are. So it's best to focus on what you can do to create, not to destroy. And like you are saying here, like I personally believe it too, that the wave of the future for DeFi and the path forward is working together with other good projects and good people and good communities that want to build something. And this kind of ties into this question that is here on Discord, but it's about building a business, a community, and a whole space together, right? Because like you're alluding to here, that rising tide lifts all ships, and the opposite is true. When one project fails, it is a failure that's viewed, as the industry as a whole. Like if there was a rug pull, we tend to see articles that are written on the extremes, either this person 100x and became a millionaire overnight from a meme coin, or it was a rug pull. We rarely see the articles of in between where it talks about that all the work that a community has put in to build a product, and that's the community, the relationships, and that's really what's going on especially in DeFi. Is there's a lot of work that everybody is putting in to create a better space. And I look at it like as the team's job. You guys have to find the good people for us to partner up with, because in the community here, we're already partnered up with the people in the community, making friendships and learning things. And we can't go out and tell other projects, hey, come over here and join us. We can go over there and talk to them about it, but it carries more weight when you guys do it. So when I look at it, I say, well, we always have to focus on what we can do individually. And the best thing that, somebody can do individually is going to be determined by them about how they go about, doing a positive action, and then what the reaction to that will be. And it doesn't matter how small or how little somebody thinks they are. If they don't do anything, chances are they're just going to kind of sit there and float, right? And hopefully, but if they're swimming or rowing with the rest of the community, they're going to get to that goal faster, because crypto, as I've said in the past, can be a really lonely place because we're in front of our computers or we're on our phones, and we get really obsessed with, at least I do, obsessed about listening to other people talk about things, and you do tend to forget about some things in the real world. But if we can focus on really spending our time effectively in crypto in front of our screens, and making good relationships, and be that with people in the community or people in in other projects, that's what we should focus on. We shouldn't focus on that negative energy of oh yeah, we're way better than them, and I know it, and I'm going to go over there and tell them that. There is a way to go over there and tell people about your project. What people want to be interested in is your enthusiasm, not fanboyism. And there is a bit of a line in between those things. So I would just encourage everybody to, never discount what you can bring to the space that you're in, because if you don't try, you'll never know. But if you do try, I think most people are going to be really amazed at what they can accomplish, because all the people that are here right now really are really special and unique, because there is so small of a percentage of people in relation to the total world population that operates in DeFi. And then on the cutting edge of DeFi, it's even smaller. So, I think you would be amazed if you went into other projects and you're like, oh, hey, I'm in a couple groups with that guy. Oh, I'm in a few groups with that girl. Maybe I should start talking to those people and figuring out, like, maybe the things that they know that I don't know. But if you don't take advantage of the opportunity, you're never going to know what you're capable of. So I would just say take advantage of this opportunity right now to invest in yourself, and the best time always to do that right now.
Absolutely, Bull, no doubt. And again, man, you always have the words of wisdom. You're our crypto dad with all that fatherly advice, and it's true, man. We talk about relationships a lot at EMP, and I think that again, that's what sets us apart. Where yes, crypto is a solo sport, but that doesn't mean that you have to, again, stand your own island. What that means is that you're responsible for your own actions. Nobody's making you press the deposit button or the withdraw button or the buy that token or sell that token. So it is a solo sport in that regard, but there is no reason that we can't all try to support each other and learn together, and again, help the mentality around DeFi grow. Because all of you that are here now, I mean, you're the OGs. Everybody left. I mean, we're in the depths of a bear market. $2 trillion left the crypto markets, and so we're all here. I mean, if you stuck around, if you're still building with us here at EMP, then you guys are the ones that are gonna make it. And so, we just have to again help support each other to get through this downturn so that we can really benefit on the upside. And I've said all along, I think that we're seeing gonna have another drop. We've seen that over the last 2 days. And we could see another drop from here. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But we're a lot closer to the floor than the upside potential. So I know the CPI numbers come out tomorrow. We'll see how that affects the market. Again, I think a lot of it's already baked into the price, regardless of what happens. But as long as you're DCAing, and again, if you're heavily rated in farms, at least in respects to EMP, you're a lot less concerned about the market volatility. So there was two other things real fast. I know you said you had a question, Bull, but I just wanted to mention our socials. So again, those of you that are on YouTube watching this live stream, please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to know when we go live, and please share these videos with others. There's a ton of standalone videos on our YouTube channel that are not an hour or 2 hours long, like these AMAs, and those are perfect videos to share with others that may be interested in getting involved in EMP, and they also answer a lot of the continued questions we get day after day. So go back through, listen to the old AMAs, look at the old videos. There's a lot of info that even if you think you're a veteran here, you may miss some things that you go back through the AMAs and learn some things that you may not have realized beforehand. So, and then also support our other content creators. There was an amazing video that was released earlier today by Crypto Questions. He takes a very analytical approach to his content. He covers a lot of the major DeFi projects, but his video today literally laid out why Detonator is the best ROI contract to date. So definitely go check that out. I'm going to do a dedicated post about that after the AMA. I just ran out of time before we had to go live. And last but not least, DeFi Debrief. Make sure you're supporting Kirk with his weekly news recap of EMP and Impulse. That will be very, very helpful moving forward as things just continue to get more and more complicated. You'll be able to get a very easy breakdown of the week's news if you're not able to make it to all the AMAs. So I don't know if Kirk is here, but he can chime in if he wants. But yeah. So yeah, that was all the updates. All right, Bull, you said you had some other questions, or go ahead, brother.
Okay. So this one is from Nicholas on Discord. It says, my father asks, what is the product of EMP? Because it seems currently EMP is just a money moving machine. And how does the team make money?
All right. Well, that's a really good question. We went into this in depth about 2 or 3 weeks ago of where the money comes from. I don't know if Machu is on, but he does an amazing job at explaining this. But I don't think he is, so I will. Basically, we have created an economy. So EMP is a digital economy, and we have seigniorage mechanics. Again, seigniorage is a fancy word for controlled inflation. And so by having that in our ecosystem, you don't have to rely on somebody buying your token at a higher price. You're able to earn through APRs and again, the controlled inflation of our native assets. So right now we're below PEG, so there is no need to print more EMP. And that's why, again, the system is so brilliant in the fact that it protects itself. And so that is all part of our internal economics. So there is no smoke and mirrors. There is no, trading bot or, arbitrage or anything. I mean, we have some of those things that add to passive or revenue streams for the protocol. But my point is that the funds are all user owned, meaning the liquidity that you provide, other than Detonator. Detonator, again, is a contract on top of our platform. So those LPs are protocol owned liquidity, but everything else is user provided liquidity. And by providing liquidity, which is the LP tokens, you're rewarded in eShare. And so that's where the value comes from. Because we reward you in a token that has inherent value, then the ecosystem works. Typically, you see other protocols reward their native token as the reward token, and then that is a negative feedback loop because the only way to realize profit is to sell the native asset, and that initiates a downward spiral on the price. So with us, again, EMP is a utility token. You're not meant to sell EMP. You're meant to use EMP to generate more eShares. And because our boardroom, the only way to print more EMP is through eShare, that means eShare always has an inherent value. So again, I know it's pretty complicated if you're not very math oriented or economy oriented, but we have a standalone video that explains this really well in about 5 minutes. Again, one of our army members, Machu, does a great job of reiterating, where the money comes from. And then how the team makes money is again part of those emissions on eShares. Those go to the developer, and again, and us as a team, and we split those up. But we never sell the native token. And again, that's what helps the protocol grow, because it's okay to take profit in eShares, so that again, we can pay for marketing and everything else, business development, all the other expenses that come with the protocol. And even at that, I mean, we really are super responsible when it comes to what we sell. A lot of those eShares are also accumulated to help protect the protocol. So there's a lot of different ways of how we do things responsibly here. And overall, it's about growing the entire ecosystem together, so that we're not dumping on everybody's heads like a lot of other protocols do. And that was the whole point of why we had the Select Six, which is our six founding members that started the protocol. They made a commitment to the community not to sell, especially in the beginning when there was a lot of growth that had to be achieved before the ecosystem was up and running at full capacity. So hopefully that makes sense. Bull, you want to elaborate on that? I don't know. Hopefully I did an okay job. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the nuts and bolts, the really short answer is it's building an economy, right? And I think it's a hard concept for people to grasp, because when we look at an economy, we tend to think about our national currencies respective to the country that you live in. But I read it as a more abstract type of question, and I know I have a video on this that I'll show a little bit about Chuck E. Cheese. And Chuck E. Cheese has their own little economy within their building and within their arcade, where they've set up an economy, and their economy building, just like many other, like a business is an economy builder. They just happen to transact in dollars or pesos respective to the country that you live in. But it is all about like economy building. And that's what crypto is. It's at the core of it, it's reclaiming your financial freedom through the creation of an economy that people have banded together because they don't feel like they have that opportunity or the control with their physical currency, be it, like I said, dollars or euros or whatnot. But in this space, it's a brand new world, and you can create whatever you want, and you can create a world, an economy, etc. But underlying all those worlds or games, you have to build an economy for things to work and things to function, because there has to be kind of rules set up. But I just think it tends to be a very abstract concept, because just most people aren't familiar with the idea that they have the power to actually create these things. They just maybe they tend to believe they can only interact with the existing systems that they've been told that this is how it is and this is the way it is, and so that's how you have to do it. So but crypto is, kind of breaks the boundaries and tears that all down and allows you to build and interact with the system in any way that you decide to build it.
Absolutely, both, for sure. And again, I mean, that on top of many, many, many things, some of which I said, some of which I'm sure I've left out. But the major thing is that by building an economy through smart contracts and, again, the power of the blockchain, it also reduces a lot of waste. And I know, Bull, you talk about that a lot, brother. Again, I love that you're shilling your old videos. For those that don't know, Bull has an amazing YouTube channel as well. He hasn't been dedicating time because he's been on the AMAs with me, and I really appreciate that, Bull. I can't do without you, bro.
And AJ makes me mow his lawn and a bunch of other stuff. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bull's been busy, working on the house for us. So,
walking his dog and all kinds of stuff.
Totally, Bull, no doubt. So, but yeah, my point is that again, definitely go check out his coverage. And with that, you want to touch on that real quick about how because we're a blockchain-based economy, that there's not that
Overhead,
economic leakage and overhead.
Leakage,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So in the real world with an economy, and there are a few people with questions, Homebiz Joe and Rock Monkey, so I'll be quick. But in the real world, compound interest does take place whenever your government creates currency and puts it into circulation. And the example I usually like to give is that when a dollar is put into circulation and given to a company to build a road, well, that dollar is split between, the workers, the raw materials they need, etc. So it touches a whole bunch. Kirk, you're funny, buddy. So Kirk has just given me a little bit of the business about having a channel and all that stuff, because I usually do that, to little tease with him. But the point here is because in the real world, there's all of these different economic systems, from your local municipality to the state to the county to the national, and there's all kinds of different businesses which are their own little economic systems. The value of that dollar that's put into circulation eventually erodes, but you typically see about 40 to 50 cents in gain per dollar that's put into circulation before that's eroded. And that is because it hits all these different economic systems. And also to run and maintain a city or a county or a state or a country, there is phenomenal overhead because of the physical infrastructure that needs to be put into place and maintained, be it from roads to power building to power poles to other types of utilities, to the R&D for space exploration, the military, the police, etc. Well, in the digital world, all of these overheads that exist in the physical world or space don't exist in the digital space. And so in the real world, when those different systems interact, that the value in that money that's created is eroded quickly. However, because in a digital system where you have controlled inflation, as like a seigniorage project like EMP, there isn't all this overhead to build and maintain. Once the code has been built, you can absolutely control the economic leakage, because the value of the like EMP is done through inflation. And if that money does, or that value doesn't leave the system, it can expand and expand and expand in relation to its controlled inflation. And because we don't have all of this overhead, all of that benefit gets passed on to the owners in this system. And so everybody, when that's in here that owns a little piece, it is no BS. You are all owners of the system. You are all the bankers, the central bank, however, whatever way you want to look at it. Your actions, will cause the system to react in a way. And so if you don't like that reaction, you need to change your actions. But because we have all these mechanisms here that the team has given us, we can keep building and building and building and expanding our economy. And that is going to benefit all of the owners, i.e. us. And so we always want to encourage, ways to keep money within or value within the system. And when AJ says selling EMP is the quickest way to hurt our economy, it's the truth, because that is really the gas per se for the system, or the energy, whatever, the seeds, whatever way you want to look at it. It is absolutely crucial not to give away the things that drive the engine for growth in your system, and that's EMP. And the reason we can do that, am I rambling too much?
No, I love it, Bull. You're on a roll. Keep going, man. Especially with
Okay.
this, because I was going to bring this up a little bit too, but I'd much rather have you do it. And yeah, it's that simple. I mean, not selling EMP helps us recover PEG. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So now, like the economic leakage can happen in a lot of different ways, and that when I say economic leakage, that means money leaving the system because it's interacting with another system. And because we have all of these, beautiful tools here, from Detonator to nodes, these are ways to these are barriers from, value leaving the system. So we have those, but if people were to also act responsible, that is the biggest barrier that can be created is responsibility and understanding that you are owners. And if you do not sell EMP and you use it to grow the system, it is much more beneficial than if you sell it for a number of reasons. But we are ultimately rewarded by the system incredibly when we keep it above PEG, because that means the system wants more people to enter the system, and then it's going to start spitting out EMP, because inflation, when used properly, is an incredibly powerful tool, because the key to the growth of any system is new users. And now if EMP was deflationary and the price was consistently going up, that would be a barrier to entering this economic system. But because it's inflationary but controlled through our actions, and so because it is, like I'm going to say it again, because it is controlled inflation, it is able to offer a low barrier to entry to everybody that enters the system. Ideally, when new people come in, the EMP will always be right at that 1.0 ratio. Like right now, it's an incredible time to enter because it's 10% below that. So your barriers to entry are 10% lower than they normally are because we're pegged to Ethereum. But it also means you're getting ETH for 10% less. But the point is if PEG maintains that healthy ratio and we go above 101, that means that the system wants new people to enter, and it is allowing them to get in because it's going to print off more EMP in a controlled inflationary type of way, so that that barrier is always low. Deflation here would make the system not work. We need inflation so that there is an infinite supply, so to speak, if the boardroom turned on, so that an infinite number of people could come in. But when the system sees that there's not enough people coming in to absorb it, the boardroom turns off, and then boom, then we know, okay, the system is reacting, and then it shuts off the boardroom and shuts off the printing because it doesn't have the people or the interest or demand to suck that up. Does that make sense?
For sure, Bull. No, that was great, brother. And again, I know we tend to get in the weeds a little bit sometimes, but I think that was really important to go over because I think that would really help people understand, why we say the things we say and how that relates, especially right now, to being below peg, and the system overall, what makes it healthy or ready for expansion when the time is right. So, all right, awesome. Do we have a few other questions? I think, right? I think it was home
Yep,
base.
Homebiz Joe, and then Rock Monkey. Yep.
Okay. Home base, go ahead, brother. Oh, he's there, I think. Yeah.
Homebiz, what's up, buddy? Did you get that mic sorted out yet? Don't hear anything.
Home base, you there? Oh, bummer. I think he's still having mic issues. I know he was trying yesterday.
Well, how about we go to Rock Monkey and see if Homebiz can get it working in the meantime?
All right.
Is that okay, Homebiz?
Yep, home base, keep trying, bro. And then, yeah. Rock Monkey, go ahead, brother.
Hey, guys.
How are you, bro?
All right.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, I just had an idea I wanted to run by you. I'm sure it's already been considered, but just in case it hasn't, for the detonator, to make it easier for our people in other countries where the countdown timer ends in the middle of the night, or if it's just not a convenient time for them to try to snipe in for top deposit, to have 3 lotteries per day, one every 8 hours, and each prize would be 0.33% instead of 1%. So that would give more opportunity for more people to snipe in for the biggest deposit for that, that segment. And 0.33% is not a trivial amount. That's still a very sizable prize. That could be like 8, 9, 10K or something like that.
For sure.
And it might bring down those huge snipe amounts, but it might increase the overall number of snipes, with lower amounts of like 3, 4, 5K or something like that for people that can't drop in 15 to 20K.
No doubt. I mean, that does sound good in theory, but the major issue is the prize rollover. So, again, the most important part of Detonator, and from a sustainability standpoint, is that when the rewards are not claimed or compounded, that they actually roll over into the pool. So if we ended up breaking it up into 3 lotteries, there would still have to be. That means you would have to be forced to claim or compound every 3 times a day instead of once a day. So that, to me, that would be the major hurdle with that suggestion. But we definitely, I think the overall concern is, like you said, that it may not be fair for those on different time zones. And we do have a bunch of ideas, some that are actually going to be implemented sooner than later. We've been teasing it a little bit over the last few days of some detonator upgrades. I don't want to call them changes because detonator is amazing the way it is. It's firing all cylinders, but we think that we've come up with even more things that will actually make detonator even more powerful, and that is the precursor to what you're saying about hopefully helping with rollovers as well. So does that make sense, Rock? I mean, it's a great suggestion, but I fear that we wouldn't be able to make it work with the pool rollovers.
Yeah, I was thinking about the roller thing, and I was thinking maybe people could pick their time or something for their segment, but I don't know how that would all work with with everything else.
For sure. So
I figured there would be limitations there.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the other hard part. I mean, blockchain programming is very difficult. Web 2.0 is hard as it is, but once you get into Web 3.0 and now you're dealing with smart contracts and everything else, I mean, even some of the changes that we're beta testing for Detonator now, we got to the point actually where Jake, our developer, had to break up the contract into multiple logics because Detonator was too complicated for one smart contract alone. So that should just go to show you how in depth all of this is, and again, how based Jake is. He's a fucking legend. So he's working on all that behind the scenes. But yeah, bro, I love your suggestions. I know you've been a major supporter, and we're always open to community feedback, and we definitely have some ideas that again, once the new UI is out, we'll be transitioning into some upgrades to Detonator, and that is one of the things that we're looking at. So
All right, great. Sounds good.
awesome, bro. Good to hear from you. Thanks for coming through. So, all right, there's one more question too. I see in on YouTube. Well, I don't know if Homebiz Joe got his mic working yet, but it says, "What does EMP need to become, or what does EMP need to become for institutional money to enter our protocol?" Well, newsflash. Institutional money is already in EMP. We spoke about it again earlier this week. We're working with a total of two hedge funds now. One that entered recently, and one that's been involved on a smaller scale for a while now. But so institutional money is already here. Again, because everything is done through smart contracts. We're not a security, and again, as long as hedge funds are licensed, they can use our protocol as an investment vehicle. Everything is on chain and transparent. So we're in fully, and again, the regulations are pretty gray as it is anyway, but we have every intention to comply with regulations when that finally happens. And so that would be even another floodgate of institutional money entering the ecosystem. And I mean, we are best in class returns on Ethereum. So any of these institutional investors that want to have exposure to ETH, we're the best there is. So and I know that is a big claim, but as of now, the numbers back that up, and it's also without having to give your funds to a centralized entity like Celsius or Voyager that gives you not only a minimal return, but now, as you can see, has gone bankrupt, and your funds are completely gone. So yeah, we have a lot of plans on wrapping up institutional and ETH mainnet exposure towards the end of the year. So yeah, all right, cool. Bull, is Homebiz back?
Homebiz, what's up, buddy? Can you hear us yet? Okay. Let's see.
Hope so.
Hey, there he
Yay!
is.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what's been going on.
We didn't hear you,
How's
Homebiz.
everybody?
All right, brother. Good. How are you, man?
Thank the Lord. I'm good. How are you?
Good, brother. Really good.
All right. Now I got a couple things to touch on. First thing I want to touch on, a day or two ago, did I hear right, AJ? You lost a dog?
I did, brother. Yes, sir. So I have two dogs, and it was a freak accident. He was running in the backyard, and he fell on top of the other dog and actually broke his back. So yeah, it was horrible, man. So we had to put him down. And yeah, man, they're part of the family. You know how it is, brother.
Yep. Well, I say that because the very next day I lost mine.
Oh, Homebiz, I'm sorry, brother. So yeah, man, you know how hard it is, bro.
You're a better man than I. I'm having a hard 2 freaking days, to say the least. It's just killing me.
Yes,
anyway.
bro. No, I hear you, man. Well, if you reach out to me in a private message, man, we'll swap some stories, brother, for sure.
Oh yeah. Earlier, by the way, I want to say that it is no big mistake that Bull is the host with the most.
Yes, brother, you got that right. He's here for a reason, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes. I love the jewels. I do. When we were talking earlier, when you couldn't hear me about economy, I don't know, back in the day, and this is going to date me, but blue chip stamps, green chip stamps, they were kind of their own economy. If people remember
I
what I'm talking
remember.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you collect those stamps. You look through a catalog. If you were a child of those days, you'd beg your mama to look at that catalog, and hey, I want that. I want this. No, mom says she wants a clock. But yeah, it's kind of very, very similar. When I was hearing about our own economy and whatnot, it kind of resonated. Just rang a bell.
For sure, brother.
The other thing is that I want to touch on is that the more that leave now, the more and the multitudes that are going to come back later. That's just the way life works.
Yes, brother, that's an amazing point, Joe. And we do talk about that. The ones that are here day to day, they see it, and it's so true, man. I mean, not only are they most likely going to have to re-enter the protocol at a higher price, but it will also, by having people leave EMP now that don't have the conviction to stick it through, or again, are just interested in moving on to the next shiny object and not building, true passive income, and really, more than that is just to build, your exposure to ETH over the long run, and it does much more for you, putting your capital to work than to have it just sitting in, a centralized exchange, or, like I said earlier, these other custodial services that offer you, 10% a year if you're lucky. We're offering, 30, 40% a month. So it's just insane, brother. And yeah, you're right. And when those people leave, it gives all of us here at EMP more ownership in terms of percentages. Um, and it will help us maintain PEG once we finally get there. Because now, we're all good actors. We're all in it for the right reasons. We all know how to play the game. We all know how to maximize our returns, and the ecosystem, becomes damn near bulletproof after that. So for sure, bro. Awesome point.
Exactly. And I also want to bring up another point, and that was about what we always hear. It's not about what you know, but who you know. But sometimes who you know will guide you to what you need to know. And I can tell you that for a fact. I was a day trader in the crypto world. I traded coins I never even freaking heard of before. And yeah, I made money. Oh yeah, I made some more money in a month than some people dream of. But I've also got stuck in coins and I had to sit on and sit on and sit on. Didn't do nothing for me. So that's a whole different game. And the reason I bring up about not what you know, but who you know. I'm one of Chris Farrell's guys, and thank God that I've known Chris Farrell for many, many years, and that's what brought me here, where we are. And
Amazing.
I'm so, 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 so grateful. And it's just sometimes it just boggles my mind.
Yes,
It,
brother.
it, it just,
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful that my first and probably my only, for now, this is we're talking in the moment. Grateful that my first and probably only protocol is this one right here.
For sure, brother.
And I'm telling you, I am so excited. And I also wanted to remind everybody, because I'm not seeing a lot of people getting on that YouTube channel. And I think that's very important. I get on there 9 times, if not 10 times out of 10, even though I'm on Telegram. I make sure I open up my YouTube and I get on there. I think it's vitally important. I just want to remind everybody that.
Yes, brother, absolutely. Please make sure you comment, even if it's just saying hi in the comments. Every little bit helps. And for sure, Joe. I mean, we love Chris Farrell. You know, for those of you who don't know, Chris is another one of our longtime supporters. And we have not seen the last of Chris. We're gonna see a lot more of Chris
Oh yeah.
actually. So he's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
help us with the new tutorials for our UI. Between him, Crypto Mike, Stephanie, and Kirk, the Academy is gonna be even more robust. So yeah, brother, we have a lot coming, and you know, it's true, man. We're making some incredible connections, and Chris is one of those for sure.
You got it. And I'm going to close with a little heart love for dogs. And, you know, I heard once that a dog can show you more honest affection with a flick of his tail than a man can gather through a lifetime of handshakes. And boy, oh boy, is that not true or
True.
what?
Amen to that, brother. That is the absolute
All right.
truth. Yeah. Yes.
That's all
Well,
I got to say. I had to jump in. I had a rough day, and I'm just thankful that you got me in here and my mic freaking worked.
yeah, man, you got
Yeah,
your mic
awesome, man.
working. Right on, Joe. Yeah, brother. And shoot me a DM, man. We'll talk about
Yes,
our fur babies, brother, for sure, man.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Bless you.
All right, brother. Always happy to have you, man. So, all right,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, man, no doubt, brother. All right, well, man, time is flying when we're having fun. Let's go ahead and pull up Detonator. While I'm waiting to do that, there was a question I wanted you to go over, um, Bull. Hang on one sec. Was there any other
What
questions
was it in
while
the
I find it?
Discord or where was it?
I don't. I know I can't find it, brother. I don't
Okay.
know. Let me pull up my Let's pull up Detonator. Give me one second.
Yeah, of course. Was it the one about adding another liquidity pool?
No, but that's a good question. Go ahead. What's that question?
Yeah, Machine Chan has answered it, but oh, darn it. Said it would be nice if you could make an LP pool with EMP and a different coin like BNB instead of ETH, but baby steps, I guess.
So I'm assuming they are referring to the eShare EMP LP that we discontinued. I mean, we spoke about this
No,
in our yeah. I don't know.
I think they were just reading further in here. And sorry, I didn't tell you that part, but
Yeah.
it's just that they didn't have any ETH, so it had to go through a couple hops to get to the coin they wanted to get to. So
For
it was
sure.
the
Well, and as we have deeper and deeper liquidity, you know, those arbitrage hops or routing. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. The routing
yep.
gets better and better. The deeper the liquidity. So, and really, I mean, you're talking about picking up pennies in front of a freight train. Like, you know, the slippage and the amount of loss that you get through routing, no matter what you're using to buy or sell, is
Mm-hmm.
really minimal. So yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely. I mean, wherever we can add more efficiencies, we will. So for sure. And all right, detonators up. There was one thing that somebody asked about e-share emissions. I know again we get that question at least once a day. So there's a dedicated video on e-share emissions. The long story short is that we plan on extending e-share emissions. Again, you know, e-shares were purposely designed to be 1/3 of what other seigniorage protocols offer, and that gives us a lot of flexibility. So even if we extended it for another year, or we even have some ideas on a decay model, similar to how Bitcoin operates with the halvening, we think that that would apply really well to the eShare model. So, but even with that, even if we extended it for another year at full force and did a decay model, after 10 years, there would still be less eShares or share token in circulation than a lot of other seniors protocols have. So that don't get worried that we're going to dilute eShares. It's just a way to continue emissions indefinitely in a responsible manner. So yeah, that is again high priority, and we will have a definite rollout on that within the next few months. 100% by the end of the year. But ESHARES are scheduled to emit regardless until January of 2023. So, all right, awesome. Detonator, here she is. We have about 7 minutes left. Detonator is continuing to be one of the most incredible ROI contracts ever created. Make sure you check out our liquid capital link at the top of Detonator as well. Typically, that ad space is a revenue stream for Detonator, but while we're doing the pre-sale, liquid capital gets that front and center. So if you are looking to contribute to that pre-sale, we get 20% of whatever you contribute as a kickback to our treasury, and our link is again on that button, that image above. So, so Detonator is a 365% ROI contract. That is ROI, not APR. A lot of people get confused that APR and ROI are the same. They're not. So ROI means return on investment. So it may take 400 days. It may take, more than 365%. I'm sorry, 365 days. So it's not necessarily 1% a day, but it is somewhere between, 0.6 and 0.8% daily, depending on daily volume. And again, that factors into your daily burst. Your daily burst is the minimum amount that you receive every day, but you also get instant rewards. So that daily burst is the bare minimum. It's usually a lot more than that. And when you compound, you're getting another 20% savings because the UI already accounts for taxes taken out. So yeah, I just want to clarify that. Bull, you want to talk about? I'm giving you more responsibility here. You want to talk about the largest depositor and the lottery? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because EMP is a great welcoming protocol, we welcome whales and minnows. Whales are going to be going for that largest depositor prize, which right now is $26,400 or 836 LP, which is 1% of the pool balance. And the way they accomplish that is, if everybody sees that rollover time, if they're the largest depositor within this time period, they're going to be rewarded 1% of the pool balance. And like I said, 26,400 or 836 LP. But because AJ is a fair, an extremely fair and balanced individual, and the Willy Wonka of DeFi, he also has something else up his sleeve, right? He has the random lottery reward, which is also 1%. And the way that you accomplish that is by having the winning ticket. A ticket can be purchased in two different ways, either compounding it in your deposits up to a total of 50 tickets, or you can deposit your tickets, or deposit and get tickets. So up to a maximum of 50 tickets as well. Keeping in mind, we've had between 8,000 and 9,000 tickets. I think tonight we'll have right around 9,000. But with that being said, a ticket is, let me see, $4.73, and only one ticket wins per day on the random lottery. And if it's the largest sniper, they can't win. They can only win one of those prizes. So the fact that it's just one ticket means, anybody has a chance, and everybody that enters has the chance to win that life-changing money. And like I said, that's $26,400 or 837 LP. And so there isn't any other contract like this in DeFi. This lottery has the best, what's called expected value, I think, on the planet. So do yourself a favor and Google expected value. But the beauty here is it's transacted in LP, which is half EMP, half LP. And what else? What else we got here, AJ? One of the magic secret sauces of Detonator is that it is in that LP, which is also the farms LP. And so incredibly deep liquidity, really shows the longevity of Detonator, and we can see that through the growth of the pool balance and the users and the tickets. And it's kind of a never-ending pool that just seems to kind of get bigger and deeper, just like the liquidity pool on the farm. Coincidentally, like I said, they're both LP, and there's a big reason why Detonator keeps growing and the farm keeps growing. They go kind of hand in hand.
For sure. Yes, thanks, Bull. That was great. So, yeah, and we always say that it's best to build your positions now. You heard Bull say the LP is under $5 today. I mean, that is just amazing. That means one ticket is under $5. One LP overall is about $30, I think, and that's been as high as 130. So you're really getting in at a major discount. But even those that have already gotten into Detonator through the power of compound interest, they're actually able to maintain, even with the market having a complete meltdown. So, and because of the LP, as Bull said, it's even more amazing because as ETH recovers, back to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, you're going to see your actual dollar value absolutely skyrocket because again you maintain the exposure to Ethereum's price. So really, really, amazing.
Bullish.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
bullish.
Amazing, really bullish. So, all right, we have 1 minute left. We're getting really close. Good luck to everybody. Again, make sure you compound. It's always best to compound more than you claim. You can treat it like a paycheck and claim once or twice a week, and then the rest compounding, and that will help this pool balance and overall contract be as sustainable as absolutely humanly possible. So, all right, 40 seconds. Good luck to everyone. We have 88 LP is the current largest deposit. We'll see if that wins. If it does, that'd be a hell of a windfall for them. We've seen some awesome snipes get a great value over the last few days. So we'll see who comes in at the end here. 83. Oh, there it is. 484 LPs coming in. Let's see if that holds up with 15 seconds left. Good luck, everybody. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, 484, take it.
9,200 tickets. That did take it.
All right, I think 484 took it. Let me refresh. All right, yes, I think 484 was the winner. There may have been one more snipe in between there, but anyway, congrats to 484. And the pool balance is again extremely healthy. 84,707 LP. Another awesome day here at Detonator. Again, we no matter what the market does, the fact that we're able to either maintain or grow the pool balance is just absolutely bullish. Like you said, Bull, there's no other better word for it, man. So Detonator is spectacular. Congrats to all of you that are already in, and to those of you that aren't already in. There's no better time to get in than now. Again, the more you put your capital to work for you, the better off your returns can be in the long run. Not financial advice. Definitely do your own research. But all right, well, we're going to cut it short today. I have another AMA. Again, please feel free to join us over there. El Taco Finance over on Discord. We'll post their links to join that AMA. We'd love to have you over there for some updates with them. And then again, we get to do it all over again tomorrow. So, Bull, you want to have any last minute words? And don't say no. I know you want to. Go ahead, man. Yeah.
Good night, good day, wherever you're at in the world. We'll do this all over again tomorrow. Was that
Perfect,
close?
man. That was it. I love it, man. So on that note, I don't even have to say anything now. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.